Well, hello and welcome back to yet another incredible video. And today I'm going to give you guys all of my Dollar Tree Fall 2024 DIYs in one place. And this is going to be incredible, you guys. You're not going to miss a thing. So let's jump into it. So for DIY number one, I am grabbing an old cutting board. I don't know about you guys, but I usually buy a new one pretty much around this time of year, every year. And then I switch out one of my old ones. And I decided to use that for this DIY because it's just wood, right? So I go ahead and stain that with some antique wax by Waverly. And then I get some pumpkins, and I only required, I think, what, 2, 3 for this, and I go ahead and I cut those in half and get those glued down to my board. So let me let you watch this as it comes together. So I'm trying a little something different in my videos where I just kind of lay out what I'm doing, but don't give a full play-by-play. Make sure to comment if you guys like this version or if you prefer the full play-by-play version in your videos. So now I come through with one of those genius hacks, in my personal opinion, and that is I am using one of those dog toys, like a rope dog toy from the Dollar Tree as my handle. And I really loved this toy simply because of the colors that were in it, and I feel like it went really well and complemented this piece. So jumping into DIY number 2. And what is this? This is a plastic bottle from some chunky blue cheese dressing because I love blue cheese dressing and I love buffalo wings. But I decided to keep the bottle because I liked the shape. And of course I have got it outside right now, and I am going to spray paint it with a copper colored spray paint. So once my plastic jar is dry, I go ahead and bring it back inside, and then I grab some of those macrame rings. I've been using these a lot this season, the wooden ones, and I'm gonna leave them as is, just unstained. And I go ahead and cut those in half and then apply them to the neck, if you will, of my plastic bottle. So next I grab one of those kind of Aloha Relax frames that came out this last summer in the tropical section, and I remove the sign so that I just have the frame. Once I have that, I grab some tumbling tower blocks and build a little platform because ultimately I'm going to settle my bottle in this frame, if you will, but clearly it is too thin to support my bottle. So the platform that I'm building with the tumbling tower blocks will assist me in having a place to place it. So once I get my bottle secured, I just go ahead and add some florals and she is done. And again, the floral choice that I did, I told you guys, I'm mixing the purples and the oranges this fall season. So that is what I did, and I think she came out lovely. So this next DIY, I'm going to be using some of those kind of wooden trucks that they sell at the Dollar Tree, and I will need 2. On this first one, I'm just going to go ahead and basically pop off the kind of raised part on it because I will need to do this because my trucks are going to face each other, if that makes sense. And you will see what I'm talking about a little bit later in this clip. So next thing I'm gonna do is go outside and spray paint my trucks purple because of course that's the theme of this video. So while I'm waiting for those to dry, I'm going to take one of those kind of crate style boxes that the Dollar Tree sells, and I'm gonna give this a coat of Yes Dad Waverly Antique Wax. So the next thing that I'm gonna do, because I'm in this collab with Donna, the Creole crafter, and if you've watched her, you know she loves to distress stuff, is I'm gonna go ahead and sand some of this purple paint off of my truck to kind of give it a little bit of a weathered and distressed look. Okay, so So now I've got my pieces all back inside, and we are going to go ahead and connect everything together. I'm basically going to glue the crate, if you will, down in between my two truck pieces, and then I'm going to add some florals, and you will watch as this comes together. Okay, you guys, I love how easy this was to do, and I love how the truck stands on its own once it's put together. I think that is freaking adorable. Let me know in the comments if you guys are loving this one as well. I'm just going to try, and I'm going to say try because this was an experiment for me, this piece here. And I'm using one of those vases from the Dollar Tree, just in the $1.25 section. And what I did was put down some window clings that I got off a sheet of clings from Dollar General for $1. And I just put them down on the bottom of my glass vase. And then I go ahead and take this outside and I spray paint it. And I'm spray painting the outside with a textured kind of off-white, if that makes sense. But you could ultimately spray paint it with whatever. So after that coat dries, I bring it in and I peel off the window clings, and I'm like, okay, I like how that looks. Basically the shape of the pumpkin is there, but then I take it back outside and I hit the whole thing with a clear coat because I wanted the pumpkin part to have a frosted look. And then I will also spray the inside of the vase with a really beautiful orange spray paint that I have. So simple. So simple, as you guys saw, but I love this piece. We just kind of are styling it here on one of our little shelves where we keep our little knickknacks, and I just love that kind of muted orange glow that it gives. And it's just, I feel like this is a piece that could fit into anyone's decor. But make sure to let me know in the comments if you're enjoying this piece. You blink and you're gonna miss this one. It's so easy. I'm basically just taking one of those plates from the Dollar Tree from their little fall collection, as well as the matching bowl. And they did have two different bowl types, but I gravitated towards this one. And then literally all I am going to do is glue my plate to that bowl. And I'm using a combination of hot glue and that kind of fix-all glue that you can get from the Dollar Tree. And that's it. And then I'm going to take her and clean her up so that you guys can see what she looks like. So yes, this was easy, and yes, it was simple to put together, but let's be real here. The holidays is a busy time, and we don't have to put a bunch of energy into complicated DIYs in order for them to pop. I love this piece. And to let you guys know, the scatters on the table, obviously scatters, but everything on that plate is edible. Everything on the plate is edible. Little hack, you guys, use bay leaves if you want to kind of have fall leaves. You can use cinnamon sticks, star anise. I will try to list in the description box some of the other stuff that's on this plate. The thing that kind of looks like moss is actually a type of tea. And those flowers are edible as well. So again, we can do really, really great things just using really simple items. That I thrifted. And I love these bowls. You know, they're always in abundance at whatever thrift store that you're in, and they're usually fairly priced, between $1 and $2, sometimes even cheaper than that. And I loved kind of the simplicity, but little kind of style and design of this bowl. And I'm gonna go outside and just go ahead and spray paint this white, but I'm choosing to spray paint on the inside of the bowl, not the outside, because I think that gives it a much nicer effect. So once my bowl has dried, I bring it in, I have so many florals, you guys, it's not even funny this year. And I throw down a little bit of foam, and then I try my hand at trying to pull an arrangement out. And I feel like when I'm doing arrangements in bowls like this, I try to get a focal point. So you will see at some point, I will grab one of those kind of, I think they're ceramic, but they look like wood apples from the Dollar Tree, and just kind of place that in there, because that's basically the subject, if you will, of this particular arrangement. One of those large MDF home signs, and I'm going to use the back, but I'm going to go ahead and take off that little wreath part and then flip her over and give her a coat, very rough coat of just apple barrel white paint. Once that has dried, I'm going to come outside and give the whole thing a rough coat of that purple spray paint. So then this is where I'm going to get fancy. I'm going to lay down one of those wooden trucks, and then I'm also going to spell out a phrase, which is just fall vibes, using some letters that I had gotten from Walmart. And then I'm going to come across the top and spray the whole thing with white spray paint. So now the magic has happened, and our truck outline and our words are purple, but the sign has that white look. I will go through and just kind of distress the edges of that sign again, because I'm working with Donna, and Donna doesn't do anything if she doesn't distress it just a little bit. And then you will see me just add a little bit of an embellishment. I wanted to keep the sign as plain as possible because that's our style. But I did want to add a little something, so I added some half-cut pumpkins, foam pumpkins that I glue down to the sign, and that's it. And she has a nice little wiener that I'm pretty sure we're going to put up in the living room. Let me know if you guys are loving this piece. So again, I love this piece. It's very simple, and that is what fits our style. We love stuff that's like this. But certainly if you like bows and stuff, you could embellish the sign and make it pop even more by adding some of that. But she was just perfect the way that she is for us. I am actually utilizing one of those chopping boards, or cutting board if you will, from the Dollar Tree. And then I had these cutouts that I believe I ordered from Amazon. If I can find the link and you guys are interested, I will try to put it down there. So the letters on this were a little bit stark to me, so I did go through and do a little bit of distressing. Okay, so this is one of those wooden, but I think it might be ceramic apples from the Dollar Tree. These were beautiful. I hope you guys had a chance to grab one, but I'm just going to be utilizing one of these and then some apple barrel white paint. So this concoction that I am putting together is because I want the apple to, one, have a gloss, but simultaneously look a little bit worn. And you guys will see what this looks like once it has dried. Some of those wooden utensils from the Dollar Tree, and I will take them outside and cut the handle off. After that, I will bring them in and I will stain them. And what I'm doing is basically just using a variety of colors that make me think of fall. If you were going to recreate this DIY, you could choose whichever colors you like. And I'm just using a watered down burnt umber from Apple Barrel to kind of be my base coat, so they at least all look wood stained, if that makes sense. And you will watch how this comes together. So the other piece that I stain, and I do this using Waverly Antique Wax, is this weird little pumpkin cutout. And I got this from, again, that little section in the Dollar Tree where they have clearance items. So I will go ahead and I will get that stained. And then I will also do this kind of new little distressing technique I've been using, where I'm just kind of shaving pieces of wood off using my scalpel. So now that I have all of my components stained and ready, I'm gonna go ahead and start to attach the pieces. Now what I'm using here is a pre-stained, just one of those, I think it's just a gallon paint stir sticks. And she was stained with Waverly Antique Wax, and I will use that as a base to start to glue my utensils down on. Now this will not be enough on its own, so you will see me turn it over and then use some of those craft sticks to basically just kind of help stabilize her. And again, if you have questions about this process, make sure to let me know in the comments. So I take our stained pumpkin, and there's a little tumbling tower block on the back, and that is because I wanted it to have a little 3D dimension when I glue it down to our piece. And then once that's down, I go ahead and grab a couple of hooks, 3 hooks to be exact, and I go ahead and add those onto our piece as well, because that is going to help us make this piece functional. So I took a look at this piece. She wasn't bad. And maybe it's because the colors I used were so muted, but it felt like it still needed something else. So I had purchased this kind of bag of MDF kind of little pumpkins from Hobby Lobby, and I got one of those out, stained that with Waverly Wax, and glued her down. And then I also grabbed some pine cones and just kind of embellished it just a bit, because as you guys know, I am not a bow person, so that was not an option. So I had to use what worked for me to embellish it. And you will see how she turned out in just a moment. Okay, well, I hope that you guys enjoyed yourself and caught some of my fall DIYs that you might have missed the first time around. As always, we thank you guys so very much for watching. We appreciate all of you, and we hope that you will choose to subscribe if you haven't already. And of course, we invite you to come back, hang out, and be okay with us.